Hi, my name is Anton. Welcome to ComicCon.com. I am here today talking with the insanely, wildly, wonderfully, beautifully talented Gabe Valentin. He is one of my favorite people on the planet, and we are talking about digital lizards of doom. What's up, Gabe? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, man. You can't really get a better intro than that, dude. I mean,
I mean,
come
you
on.
deserve it. All of the love and light, my dude. I haven't seen you since in person since New York Comic Con, and random beautiful pics I get of you in my text message. It's so great to see you moving and gyrating in real space. And it's glad to have you here, man. Paper Cuts has this awesome book that you do, Digital Lizards of Doom. Volume 1 is out. I think Volume 2 is out now, right? Are we
uh,
at Volume 2?
I think yeah, it's 25th, I believe, is when it comes out. Yeah. So I think it was originally June 4th, and then it got. I think I just got pushed back to 25th. Reasons I don't know. That's above
It's
my
good.
pay grade. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? 25th is still a good date. Volume 1 is rad. We have the ash can. It is currently on my bedside table, and we have another one under the Skeletor magnet on our fridge in my home. And
Love
we
it.
have the sticker lives in my wife's craft room. We are fans. Now, I know about Digital Wizards of Doom. I would love for you to tell our audience at home a little bit about this rad project and why they, as adults, and if they are of parenting age or educators, might really be into this cool thing. Take it away, man. Tell us about it.
Yeah, thanks, dude. So basically, Digital Legends of Doom started as it started in my brain when I was very young. I had just seen the movie Truman Show, and and for those of you who don't know, it's a film about a guy who's trapped in a simulated universe. He's born, literally like born and into this world. And so as a kid, I thought the movie was fascinating, but I wanted to see more kid stuff because I was a kid, so I wanted more stuff that kind of related to me. So I've had this concept for Digital Legends of Doom for many years, and I finally decided to turn it into the story, which ended up being a set of 8 graphic novels, and it deals with things that I wished I would have had in one place as a kid. It teaches empathy and how to recognize your emotions, and it teaches critical thinking and exposes you to different different ways that we interact with each other, and the way different people in the world view each other, but it's done in this way where it's very safe and it's very silly and it's very fun. And so I had this I created this book series, and when the first book came out, it was on a different publisher, and we had a student or a teacher who was working with his students, and he reached out to me and said, "Hey, there's a lot of really great stuff in this book. Um, would you mind if I made a curriculum based on the book?" And I said, "Oh, sure, go for it. I don't really know what that means." And so he did, and then he just started sharing data with me about the different ways it was impacting the kids in his classroom. And so it was really interesting to me because these books are meant to give it. I like to call it vitamins. Like I like to see these books as like vitamins, like it's something that I feel like should be a staple in every kid's life. It's everything you would want your um, someone who's growing up in this wild and crazy world that we have, that's equal parts beautiful and equal parts horrifying. It's the story you would want your kid to pay attention to and feel like they're a part of. So I created this world, and then it started getting adapted into the classrooms, and it was really interesting to me because I was able to see this book series change kids' lives in real time, which is I mean, that's insane. So that deal ended up turning into a deal with that curriculum ended up turning into a deal with San Diego Unified School District. And now we're in a bunch of their schools, and we're doing that led to working on a study with Johns Hopkins. So now Johns Hopkins is actually getting involved. They're going to be doing a study on the books in the fall, which will be the point of this study will be, okay, we have this data from different teachers, parents, students, and teachers are all saying, hey, we've seen improvement with comprehension, we've seen improvement with bad behavior, we've seen improvement with kids sitting still and paying attention, manners, even, just like good lessons that the books are teaching, and it's done in this fun way, because if you think about it, right, like we have these educational video games, and we have these stories that teach us good morals and good values and how to be a good human and how to love each other, right? And I love these stories, but the one thing a lot of these stories do is they're kind of boring and or they're outdated, and they don't really speak to kids of this generation. And then you have the other stuff, and don't get me wrong, I freaking love SpongeBob so much, but like then you have the other stuff like SpongeBob, and then you have just like what is it, like Uncle Grandpa and like all these silly cartoons and stuff. And again, there's nothing wrong with those. I love them so much. I am not trashing on them. I want that to go on record. But those things, a lot of the times, they're funny and they're great for kids, but they don't always tackle a lot of these things that we want kids to hold on to and carry with them into their everyday life. And so I wanted to create something that did both. And to me, it was always shocking why I could never find something that did both. It was like, I honestly think, it might sound cliche, but I think Star Wars is like the closest thing to me that's ever done that. That's kid appropriate, because it teaches us philosophy. It shows us different points of views. It shows us consequences of our actions. It shows us, the dangers of holding on to something too tightly. It shows us the dangers of letting things go too soon. It gives us all these great points of views, and it packages up in this cool space saga adventure. So I wanted to make something like that was just a little bit more focused, specifically for kids, and make this space fantasy adventure. And so, yeah, we're going to have curriculums for all 8 books. They're all, we're making sure we're sticking with state standards in every state, that's a whole mission in itself. And then each book comes with its own soundtrack as well. So we're also being able to introduce the kids to classical music. So each album has its own soundtrack and classical music that follows the book. And that's also a part of the curriculum. It asks them questions like, how does this song make you feel? Why does it make you feel that way? Does the song match the artwork that's happening in the book? Why do you think the artist or the writer felt that this song was a good match for that? And then it asks them, it engages them, and it's awesome, man. We're seeing amazing results with the curriculum, and it started actually now, as of like 2 weeks ago, right before the school was wrapping up. I got a massive download of everything that was going on, and we had 2 or 3 classrooms that cooperated with our own little mini study that we did, and it showed that students, their comprehension levels had gone up between 30 and 40% on a test. So like not just in the curriculum, but it's actually now it's translating to other things across other platforms and other subjects. And so yeah, man, it's awesome. So like making something that impacts the world and leaves the world better than how we found it is something I've always wanted to do. So it's been this crazy rabbit hole of falling into this, this was my goal. But when the whole curriculum thing happened, it was like, wow, what do we like this? Okay. Now I'm speaking at educational seminars, and now I'm working with Johns Hopkins, and I'm like, this is wild, dude.
Well, I mean, like as a, I get really lucky sometimes, and I get to work in this really cool space where we talk about pop culture, and we talk about gaming, and we talk about card games and board games, and for me, like D&D and all of the stuff that's adjacent in that space. And I always have parents or educators that are reaching out by email or DMs through, or they're reaching out to Comic-Con, and they're asking like, hey, I really like my kid to find something, I'm trying to get them to read more. I'm trying to get them to be into XYZ, or like they're struggling with anxiety, or they're trying to navigate like some of the stressors of, just like you said, existing in this sometimes very on fire reality that we all live in. And it's so heartening when you see something like this that Paper Cuts is putting out. Digital Lizards of Doom is just I feel, when I read it, I thought it was very much like Super Mario. Like that's how it came off to me, like the cartoon, where it is very much like, here's all the cool stuff that's happening, and it's like very fun and frenetic and bright and enjoyable and exciting. But there's also like a lesson, and there's morals that are tied into it, and it's sort of like, how do I feel about these moral quandaries? And for me as an adult to pick up on that, but also be able to see like, oh, as a kid, I can totally see where they're going to pull this. Like, I understand how this could be used as a teaching tool, how you can kind of point towards it, I mean, and you're with amazing company. I mean, like the Inventor, I just got finished reading that. That was a blast.
So good. I just finished. It's so good, man. Oh my
so
God.
Good. Like there's so many cool things that are happening, and I love that you are in this space. And like, I know you, right? Our viewer at home, I hope they're going to get to know you better, because you're an amazing human being, a wildly creative mind.
Thank you, man.
Always, and I mean it. Like anybody who knows me or has listened to me write about stuff or seen me write about stuff, they know like if I'm gonna call it what I'm gonna call it. And like from the bottom of my heart, like you are out here doing the good work, and it is from an educational perspective. Like we were we saw Fall Out Boy down in Carolina, and then we were in an ice cream shop, and there was this kid who got really excited to tell the lady behind the ice cream counter about his magic deck that he had just built, right? And I just mentioned something about gaming to the mom, and then the mom brought the kid over, and like we had this really interesting conversation that I could never have had at his age because of the cultural climate. And like I look at like Digital Lizards of Doom, I look at stuff that like this, and I think it's because of these kind of books that you're putting out, this kind of work that's in the world now, that cultural conversation, that acceptance that you're okay. It's okay to be weird. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to like nerdy shit. It's okay to be in this space. Like that kind of thing. We have that, right? And it's because it's because of creators like you. And I think that's so wildly important to the conversation. And I think educators, I love that educators are getting on board here. And I love that you're having these meetings with school boards. And we're going to have you back, and we're going to talk about more, because we're going to volume 2, like you said, it's out the 25th. That's so you can still pre-order now on the Paper Cut site.
Yeah.
And they're amazingly priced. I mean, these books are like $13. Like it's such a good value. You could get 10 of them for your classroom. I mean, it's phenomenal. They should be in the libraries. I can't wait for the day that these are on the shelves next to like the Bernsteinstein, whatever reality we're in, bears. Like that's what and it's just good, solid, quality fantasy work. But it helps.
Oh man, you're making me blush, dude. Oh, I'm serious. I'm like literally blushing right now. That's hard to do. I'm a brown person.
But I mean, it's real, right? It's a really, I don't review stuff that I don't dig, for that reason, because when I can get excited about something, I can genuinely be excited about it, and this is
Thank you, man.
Genuinely something to be excited for. So, how can people follow you? How should people be reaching out? How can they contact you to learn more?
Yeah, so we try to stay pretty active on Instagram. That wasn't originally what happened. I think people just, that's what comes up, I think, when people Google Digital Lizards of Doom, because I've had the most reach outs on Instagram, which I used to say our website, but I guess everyone has an Instagram now. So yeah, it's just Digital Lizards of Doom, all one word, and just send us a message. I got a really cool message from a mom about a week ago, and she said that her son was doing her son was a struggling reader, and her son was doing a book report on Digital Lizards of Doom, and then he made his own comic book of it as well. So like he made his own version of it, and so he did his book report on the book, and then like he's like, now I want to be a comic book artist and writer. And I'm like, this is so crazy, dude. Like, I don't even know how to respond to that. And I screenshot and I saved it forever. I mean, I don't even, I literally have no words. I don't know. Cause I told her, I said, hey, I know I'm a writer and I'm supposed to come up with something probably super profound to like say to you, but I need to process this for a second. Right now, I'm just going to say that's amazing. And I came back later and I talked to her a little bit. I was like, that is wild to me. So yeah, man, it's awesome. So I would say Digital Lizards of Doom, and we get a lot of really cool messages on that channel. And then if you want to check out the curriculum, and this is like any teacher, homeschooler, after school program, whatever, just go to Dizzy Doom Kids. Just DIZZY Doom DOOM.com or DizzyDoomKids.com. And yeah, if you go to that website, you'll see what we're doing. There's some videos of us in the classroom, and kids working with the book, and there's actually like a curriculum demo. There's a brochure you can download and look at, and you can email us there and we'll take care of you. So it's a fun world, man.
Well, I'm stoked as always. It was an absolute delight to be able to hang out with you, man. And we'll talk more because I think summer is starting. But when kids go back, we are going to want to make sure they have cool stuff to read. So we will circle back in a little bit and have some more fun conversations.
I can't wait, man. It's always good seeing you, brother.
Always good seeing you. Viewers at home, thank you so much for hanging out. Comiccon.com. We'll see you soon. Bye.
See you soon, guys.